Hey everybody, it is Ninja Draws Art back again for another video this week. Today I'm going to be redrawing my old art of Avatar the Last Airbender, one of my favorite shows of all time. I really enjoyed watching this when I was growing up, and Aang is definitely one of my favorite characters. If I had to pick a favorite character, it would probably have to be Katara. And later on in this video, I'm going to be talking about a few other favorite things regarding the Avatar the Last Airbender universe. I have recently been listening to the new podcast that Nickelodeon is doing. It is called Avatar the Last Airbender, Braving the Elements, and two of the voice actors from the Avatar universe talk and recap the episodes. Currently they're on season 1, and I've been having a blast. And of course they'll have special guests that have either helped the show in various ways relating to sound or the animation, etc. So I've been having fun learning more about the Avatar universe and rewatching the show. So as you can see right here, I'm working on my rough sketch of Aang. I do a lot of erasing and adjusting. Sometimes it takes me a bit to figure out what exactly everything's going to look like and make those minor adjustments. So some of the questions that Dante, Bosco, and Janet ask the guests that they have on their show is what's their favorite ship, what's their favorite animal, and what element would you bend? So I'm going to be answering those questions as well. I would have to say my favorite animal, it's really tough to pick a favorite animal in this universe, but if I had to pick one, it would have to be Momo. He is just so funny, and I just love his little voice and the things that he does. Recently, in the last episode, one of the most recent episodes that I rewatched, The Storm, where Momo is trying to help Kachara get some water, but he kind of doesn't really understand what Katara is saying, and it's really funny seeing his perspective of what Katara is telling him, and that is just hilarious. So my favorite ship, and I'm talking about relationships within the show, is really tough. And technically my favorite ship is one that sunk early on, but it happened in the first season where Sokka and Princess Yue are hanging out. Yeah, I just thought it was really cute. I do also like the relationship Sokka has with Suki, but I thought that was a really cute time when they're in the Northern Water Tribe. And then if I was a bender, I would probably be a water bender. Just because Kachara is one of the characters that I absolutely love from the show, and I feel like, I don't know if I flow like water, but water type powders have always attracted my attention. And so as you can see now, I'm moving on to cleaning up my sketch. I had to find a pen because the one pen that I did use originally, it ran out of ink, so I gotta buy another one. So I kind of made do with my other Sharpie pen. So usually after I finish my rough sketch, I'll outline it in a marker, usually either a Sharpie pen or other fancy fine pens. And then once I finish lining the whole process, I will then wait a few minutes for the ink to dry, because I have noticed if I don't wait, then the ink will smudge and then my drawing does not look good. So yeah, when I first drew these characters, I drew Sokka Katara and Aang, of course, the main trio. And what inspired me to draw them originally is because at that time I was watching Avatar the Last Airbender, and they had these trading cards. And the trading cards that I got, I thought had some cool poses of the characters, so I wanted to recreate those poses. And then I think I also looked up Sokka and Aang's pose, because I think Katara was the only one that I had a cool pose of. And as you will see later on in this video, those are from when I was in 8th grade, and at the time I thought they were really cool. I mean, you can tell that they are those characters, but they're just, definitely you can tell they're more childlike art. So those will be at the end of this video, so stick around to see that. I am finishing up the line art now. It was kind of hard to draw his little arrow on his head. I don't really draw a lot of bald characters, so I had to make sure the head looked nice, because usually that will be covered up with hair, so if I make any funky mistakes, you won't be able to see those. But I do think the arrow turned out pretty cool anyways. Also, since I was talking about those questions from Braving the Elements, I would like you to leave your answers to those 3 questions in the comment section below. Be sure to subscribe to these videos so you can see when I post them next. As I said in my last video, I will be planning on ensuring that I get at least once video a week. I'll let you know if anything comes up that I'm not able to load for the week. And be sure to like the videos as well. Also, let me know if there's any specific characters you would like me to draw in the future. I will take those under consideration and see what I can do about that. I've been really enjoying the new Demon Slayer anime, season 2, and so you may see some shinobi from that universe in my future videos. I have moved on to my coloring process. I will usually take the lightest color and use that as a base color. It was kind of hard for me to figure out the base color for Aang's skin because I don't have a lot of alcohol markers that are skin colored, so I kind of had to mess around with it and figure out what I was going to do. I did find one of my Copic markers that I feel like matched Aang's lighter skin tone, so I will be using that as my base. And then I have my Ohuhu markers that I'll be using for the shadows of his skin. So usually I'll go in with that base layer, and then I'll darken up the areas that need to be darkened up with the next marker. Sometimes I'll even just layer the same marker again over that same area to darken up that as well. As you will see further on, I had to spend a few minutes kind of figuring out what markers I was going to use for the eyes, the arrow on his head, his eyebrows, and then of course his outfit. Usually when I'm doing the alcohol markers, I have noticed that if I don't get a good solid base, it kind of will look streaky. And so for me to combat that streakiness, I have learned from other YouTube videos as well as watching other people using the alcohol markers to go over that same area and make sure your brush strokes kind of align. And so that has helped me get my drawings a little less streaky as well. I really do like blending out and getting that extra shading in to make the picture pop even more. So as you can see, I'm going in with the shadows now. I really like his expression that he's doing with his crooked smile. When I was looking for images so that I could use to draw Aang, as you will see with my old art, his pose is definitely different. I kind of wanted to do a different pose. Usually when I redraw a certain character and it's been a while, I will usually do a different pose. I know a lot of other artists will do the same pose. I just think it's more fun to try a different pose of the character. Now I'm going to be most likely moving on to the arrow. I had to kind of look through my light blues because I know the arrow's more of a lighter blue. I have a lot of darker blues. As you can see, I kind of messed up the back part of the arrow, but I was able to fix it once I added all the coloring in that certain area, and then I made the line a little bit more straight, as you can see right there, and that helped flesh out the arrow a little bit better. Usually I can do a good job of making it not streaky if the area is small. If it's in a bigger area, then that's where the markers get a little bit more streaky. One of the other tips that I have learned when blending out the markers is sometimes I'll lay down the darker marker and then I'll take the lighter marker and then go over that same area so that it blends out a little better. I just wanted to talk about a couple of my favorite episodes from the show. One of my most favorite moments in Avatar the Last Airbender is when Sokka is drinking the cactus juice and gets a little loopy and is talking to Momo, and it's just hilarious. The other moments that I like that has Sokka in it is I think it's the Ba Sing Se episode where each character has their own little clip, and where Sokka is doing his little haiku, he interrupts the ladies and their haiku performance. Really, any moment that has Sokka in it is usually pretty funny. Sokka is definitely one of my favorite guy characters in the show, just because he brings a lot of laughs to me and it helps brighten my day. As you can see, I moved on to the eyes, which is my favorite part to do usually. I had to figure out what color his eyes were, because it looks like Aang's eyes are kind of like this gray color, but it also kind of looks bluish, so I kind of chose a gray blue, and then I think I had a really light blue that I then put on the bottom and then added more colors to shade it out a little bit. In order to do the highlight, I had been liking these gel pens. I think that's a Jelly Roll pen, and then I'll add in the highlight. So I'll usually color the entire eye and then add the highlight. And now we're going to work on Aang's outfit. So at first, I know his little collar is a really light yellow. The closest color that I had was this cream color, and I think it was buttercup yellow is what the Ohuhu marker is called. So I layered that down and then added some more shading with this sandy white color from Ohuhu. So as you can see, I'm layering that sandy white color right now on the shadow area. I think the toughest part of this was figuring out what the color of his cloak was going to be, because it is kind of like a yellow, an orangey red, and I do have a lot of like darker red oranges in my collection of alcohol markers, But I was able to find a color that I think suited his outfit and kind of matched pretty well. And now, like I mentioned, we're on to the cloak. As you can see, I usually start outlining the area so that I don't go over the line. And then I finished up adding the shading and then the final little bits of shading. I think I just used the same color and then just added more layers for this one. And then here we're at Aang. And then I'll insert a clip of me showing you the other old art as well as the previous art of Aang. So I'll be right back with that. Hey everybody, it is Ninja Draws. Here's my clip of a comparison between my old art and my new art, Avatar related. We're going to start off with Kachara. As you can see here, I have her in this little pose with her little water that, now that I'm looking at it, kind of looks like a snake. But yeah, this is my old art version of Katara with her little hair loopies. You can tell it is Katara, and I did spell everything correctly on this one. We'll see later on that I didn't necessarily spell everything correctly. But here's the unveiling of Katara this year, my redraw of Katara. I really do like that I added color, and then I have the little symbol on her necklace here, and then her little fluffy jacket thing, and then her little hair loopies. The hair loopies are like my favorite part, and then I liked coloring her eyes. So let's move on to the next comparison, which next we're gonna do Sokka. So here is Sokka, and I spelled warrior wrong. These drawings are from middle school, I believe. So here we have Sokka and his little shaved part of his head and his little man ponytail thing going on, and he's wearing his warrior outfit. And then I had the symbol over here again. So now we're gonna unveil Sokka's new drawing. All right, I think I definitely improved quite a lot. Here he is. And these, the markers that I am using are the Uhuhu markers. I do believe I may have used a couple of Copic markers for the skin, but here is Sokka in all his glory. His hair looks a lot better in this picture. And then we got the blue eyes again. All right, and now for the final, the thing that you've most been waiting for, we have the Avatar Aang. Here he is. Looks like this one may have gotten a little bit stained, but I think Aang is the best out of all three of my old artworks. And we have the air symbol here, Aang, his little hand arrows. The thing that inspired me are these cards, which I'll show you later. But here is Aang. And then, since I did it with the other ones, we'll unveil the redraw of Aang. And here he is. So cute. Alright, so like I said, I was going to show you the cards that inspired me to do these pictures back in 8th grade. So here we have JoJo, which I can't even remember this character, but these cards are from the card game that they published years ago. So I had collected a few of them. So let's see. It says what year it's from. It's from 2005, it looks like. And here is the other side of the card. Alright, and then we have Aang looking pretty cute with Momo. This one's a little bit beat up, but here's that symbol, their symbol again. And then on the back, here is Aang doing his Avatar state thing. And then we have the inside. Oh, look at that. It's cute little penguin sweating. I forgot what was inside these cards. Alright. Those are the two fancy ones. I thought I had one other one, but I guess it didn't survive. But here we have Kachara, which I think this little water thing is what inspired me to do the other picture when I was younger. So we have this card, and then we have Sokka, seize the moment. And the final card that I kept all these years, we have the Kyoshi Warriors. And so now I'm going to insert, there's some drawings that were done later than my 8th grade, 7th grade art, but before my redraws this year. We have Pabu! Look at him, isn't he so cute? Little Pabu. And then we have the other avatar from that same show. We have Korra, which I really did a great job. I kind of wish I had finished coloring her, but we have our quick little sketch of Korra. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video showing my redraws of my old art with Aang, Katara, and Sokka, and as well as some bonus pictures. Let me know which one is your favorite piece of the video, and be sure to like and subscribe and comment. See you next time. Ninja Drawer out.